Getty Images and Shutterstock supply the visual backbone of the internet. Their vast archives provide the raw material for media outlets, advertisers, and publishers everywhere. But artificial intelligence generation models are rapidly eating into their market share by producing instant, highly customizable synthetic imagery on demand. Getty CEO Craig Peters proposed a defense strategy, a $3.7 billion merger, to combine the two legacy giants into a single massive entity capable of weathering the AI wave. For media companies facing technological disruption, scaling up through corporate consolidation is often the most reliable survival tactic left on the table. The deal cleared its highest legal hurdle early on, when the U.S. Department of Justice granted the merger unconditional antitrust clearance. Then, Getty's board released an SEC filing declaring the deal completely dead. A multi-billion-dollar American corporate merger, completely cleared by American regulators, abruptly collapsed. The executioner of this deal was the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, or CMA. Global digital platforms cannot operate in geographic silos. To execute a successful merger, multinational corporations have to satisfy regulators in every major international market they serve. While US regulators evaluated the broad tech landscape, the UK evaluated their local market impact. This chart shows the projected dominance of a combined Getty and Shutterstock in the highly specific market for celebrity and news photos. The CMA concluded that merging these editorial businesses would reduce choice and hike prices for UK media outlets. In a deeply interconnected digital economy, physical borders and localized market protections still dictate the fate of multinational corporations. The CMA issued a strict ultimatum. They would only greenlight the merger if Getty agreed to sell off Shutterstock's entire global editorial business. Getty's board ran a cost-benefit analysis and realized keeping the editorial arm intact was too intrinsically valuable to sacrifice. They chose to walk away from the $3.7 billion deal entirely. Forced to abandon the merger, both companies pivoted to a backup survival strategy. They began independently signing licensing deals to allow their watermarked images in AI search results. Both Getty and Shutterstock inked deals with OpenAI, feeding their massive photographic archives directly to ChatGPT to train their former rival. Instead of building a unified legacy media fortress, Getty and Shutterstock are now separately feeding the archives to the models threatening their industry. It reveals a specific irony. A regulatory block meant to protect competition has led to both companies fueling the same generative technology. U.S. regulatory approval is no longer the definitive finish line for American corporate consolidation. The UK is using the CMA to enforce its own antitrust standards on a worldwide scale by leveraging access to its local market. Because it is logistically impossible to neatly carve out the UK from a global digital platform, a localized restriction from the CMA acts as a de facto global veto. The impending media merger between Paramount and Warner Bros. Discovery serves as the next major test case for this global dynamic. Even with U.S. Department of Justice approval in hand, Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount face the exact same cross-border regulatory threats from the UK. As mergers become increasingly global, the Getty case shows that a green light in the U.S. is no longer the final word. For the next wave of consolidation, the ultimate power may sit with whichever regulator sets the highest bar.